Hello, everybody's. How are you do? I do fine, and I'm gonna do a thing here where this is just spontaneous. This may turn out to be a series. If you guys like it, if you guys want to see more of it, then I'll do more of it. I apologize for my room. I've been drinking a lot of soda, a lot of IBC, and a lot of root beer, and I have a lot of mess around the room. So I'm sorry about that. But that aside, what I want to do is, I know there are a lot of people out there who are squeamish or afraid of snakes. And snakes are very misunderstood animals. Very extremely you would not believe sometimes that if somebody tells you that they're intelligent, that they have personality, you wouldn't believe that. I'm going to show you different. I want to actually show you guys what I know about snakes in the attempt, I guess, to just kind of alleviate your fears about snakes, because it's just a shame to me that such amazing and actually docile creatures are getting such a bad rep that people are like, oh, it's a snake. And I know most of that is instinctual, but what it mainly is, it's a psychological thing. You see, when we approach a cat or a dog, they emote in ways that we understand. If a cat is pissed off, it lays its ears back, it hisses at you. A dog will growl at you, and you can go, okay, I get it. That the dog's not happy, the cat's not happy. I understand that. A snake's face is completely set in stone. It doesn't even have eyelids. So they can't emote, and I think that's what causes people to go, well, I don't know, because you don't know, right? You don't know if you're reaching in there, if it's unhappy, if it's going to bite you or not, because you can't do anything with its face. But the thing is, there are many ways that a snake can emote to a person how they're feeling. And one of them is, you see the mlem, when they do the mlem, blah, blah, blah. A comfortable snake is making the mlem. That's a snake when they're curious, they're sniffing around, they're feeling good, they will mlem like that. So if you see a snake that's not mlemming, that's sign number one. Now number two, if you see them coil up, like from their head, if they make this S kind of shape, and it's stiff, well, that's what it means. They're wanting to do this, and that's not good when they want to do that. Now they'll do that sometimes just hanging around, but when they're stiff and they're doing that, that's a bad sign. And if like you, pardon me there. If you put your hand in there and their head is following you around and it's coiled up like that, not good. That is like sign number 3 of holy shit, the snake is not in the mood. And snakes do have moods. Sometimes snakes, for no reason, they can just be in a mood of, I don't want to be picked up today. And if they don't, then they're going to start doing that. Now, what a lot of snakes will do, and Noodle has done this to me twice now, is he was not in the mood. He simply was not in the mood. He's not a morning snake. He was not in the mood. And I ignored his first 2 warnings. And what he did was he struck at me. Now, the first time he struck at me, he pulled back halfway. The second time, he hit me in the hand, but he didn't even open his mouth. And this is what snakes will do most of the time, especially if they know who it is that's handling them. And they know your smell, they know your feel, they know who you are, and they don't want to bite you. But they will warn you, and if they do that, if they bounce off your hand like that, that is like the final warning. It's like, I do not want this right now. Now, in my personal opinion, if after these 4 or 5 levels of warning, because most snakes will give you levels of warning, you still aren't listening, and you get bit, that's kind of on you at this point. So let's go over here. And let's see let's see how to handle a snake. Now, the first thing you don't want to do, you don't want to surprise a snake. Snakes are very vulnerable creatures. I mean, they're a meat tube. That's all they are. They don't have any hands or eyebrows or feet or facial expressions that they can express themselves with. So all they've got is their body. Snakes feel very vulnerable. They feel very weak, and anything that threatens them, they get very nervous, and they don't like to be nervous. So you got to make sure, and especially because you never know, because they don't have eyelids, you never know when they're asleep. You never know if they're, awake enough. So we're going to open this cage right here, and here's what we do. Not only because it helps us make sure that Noodle is awake, but it's also just polite. We knock on the tank, right? Oh, Noodle. Noodle. And we go in, and we touch the Noodle. Touch him a little bit. Just a little. We see what he does. Oh, there's a little mlem. Okay, so he's smelling me. He knows it's me. And he's okay. He seems okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to just pick him up. I don't know how well I'm framing this. Come here, Nude. No, come here. Oh, buddy. And when you pick him up, you want to make sure that you get most of their body, because they don't like feeling insecure. If you just pick them up don't ever pick them up just by the tail, because that's not good. It makes them feel insecure. See? Look at him. He's mlemming all over the place. He's looking around. See the mlem? So he's a comfortable snake right now. He's not feeling bad. He's actually saying hello to all of you. He's feeling secure in my hand because I've got him, most of him. And what is he doing now? Now here's the thing. And do keep in mind that snakes don't want to bite. They don't ever want to bite unless it's their food. The only other time they're going to bite is if you make them uncomfortable. The trick is to learn what makes them uncomfortable. They don't like having their head approached by anything that really makes them nervous. They don't like, they don't like being surprised. And if you surprise a snake, you can sometimes get struck because they just don't understand. But if they know it's you, you make it clear, and they're familiar with you, then you get this thing. You get a friendly, wonderful, personable snake who is absolutely not in any way afraid of crawling around on you and of spending a little time with you. But when, like I said before, when they make it clear that your presence is not welcome, they will make it very clear. They will S up, they'll stiffen up, they'll strike at you, and when they do that, just back away. Just give them their space. And in general, a snake is not something that you need to be afraid about. A snake is like, in a lot of ways, it's like a dog or a cat. If you can imagine what you'd have to do to a dog or a cat or maybe a bird to make them want to bite you, that's pretty much the same thing that you'd have to do with a snake to make it want to bite you. You'd have to be doing something that it was clearly disliking or hurting it, and then it will bite you. And at that point, really, it's your own fault. Outside of that, snakes are very docile, very friendly, very magnanimous animals. I mean, I have no fear of this snake. There's no question in my mind this snake is not going to bite me right now, because look at it. It's just being a pile. You like the camera, do you? Oh, you like the camera? Oh, you're a perfect snake for me if you like the camera, because you're going to be on it a lot, my dude. Oh, look at you. He likes the limelight. He's photobombing me, for God's sake. Look at you. And he is, by the way, a very adorable, very personable snake. And I think it's just really a matter of the way you treat them, and you respect them, and you understand their intentions and the way they act. And when you understand the way that snakes act and the way they think and the way they emote, they're not scary anymore. In fact, they're very, very fascinating creatures. And they're very lovable creatures. So Look at him. Look at him. He's just decided to chill out. Yep, there you are, buddy. So that has been the Noodle Report. I think there will probably be more. I'd love to show you how we feed snakes and how they shed and several other things about them. So maybe there will be more. Maybe I'll make a series out of this. But for now, that has been the Noodle Report #1. And if you're interested in actually having a snake, then you can get in contact with me on Twitter. Or you can just contact me however. And if you have any questions about snakes, and about them and how they act and the way they are, then just let me know. Wait, I'm going to boop. I'm holding a camera up so I can't boop. I want to boop so bad. I'm going to boop you. I'm going to boop you with the lens. Boop. You have been officially booped, Noodle. All right, buddy. You're going back in your tank, and thank you so much for your wonderful support in this video. And I'm going to take off for now. No. See, he doesn't want to go. Now he's trying to crawl back up my arm. Now, go in there. There you are, buddy. All right, that has been the Noodle Report #1. There may be more coming at some other time, but for now, hope you enjoyed this. Hope it was educational. And I hope if you're a fan of snakes, or if you are even afraid of snakes, that this helped you understand them a little bit better. So I will see you guys later. Take care. Have a good night.